Ellen McCauley. I'm a Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. And you know what's interesting is that all of us are made up of these two different people, the controlling self and the broken self. And the controlling self is always saying things like, you did so bad this week, you didn't even really try. You're just so ridiculous. You're just like a fat pig. And the broken self is like, I had a really hard week and everyone was mean to me at work and I'm just so tired. And the controlling self is like, you're never going to be successful. It's like the good angel and the bad angel. The controlling self is always blaming everything on you, and the broken self is always making excuses where you need that food to comfort yourself. And what we have to find to pray it off is that we trust in God more than we do the food. Because we label ourselves. We say, I'm an emotional eater. I'm a binge eater. I'm an addict. I'm depressed. I had a rough childhood. I was really poor. But I'm telling you, I have to close my eyes at how much food gets thrown away at those schools. Because I grew up so poor, we threw nothing away. So I got to let it go. But anyway, the broken self says things like, I feel less than others. I feel less. I don't think you should say, I feel more than others. You should just say, hey, others are great and I'm great too. You all ever see someone who just kind of walks into a room and they're trying to disappear even though they weigh 300 pounds just from their posture? Also, you doubt your own abilities. Now, you might not doubt your abilities when work or a different task, but when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off, you don't believe yourself. You just don't think you can do it. Also, you think you're vulnerable. Don't be mean to me. I'm one of those people. I'm a Cancer, a moon child. I will go right into that shell. Don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to me. I'm sorry. I want you to like me. Give me a hug. It's part of who I am. I've gotten better, but my shell is still pretty soft. You doubt your own worth and goodness. Sometimes people say such really nice things about me, and I think, well, if they really knew me, they'd know I wasn't really nice. You want to diminish yourself when someone's complimenting you. Also, when you go to war with your controlling self, the controlling self says things like, I should be more in control. I should be in charge. This shouldn't be happening. I should have it better together, that I'm not always going for food. There's something wrong with me. I don't know how to fix it. And then here's the core. It's all your fault. Now, this is big for me. I think everything is my fault. The war in Ukraine. What could I have done to prevent that? Maybe something. Putin. I tend to personalize the news. I'm almost afraid to vote because if I vote for this one, and then what if that's a mistake, or vote for this one? I want to vote for none of them. I want to write in Ellen McCauley and vote for myself. I really do. I think I might. I'm still thinking about it. Also, the controlling self comes, where else does it come from? From childhood. And it's funny, this person talks about her dear mother struggled with depression, and her whole life she tried to make her mother happy. I can relate to that. My mother was so depressed, and I spent 69 years trying to make her happy, make her laugh. Even she's gone now. She's been gone a year. I'm still trying to make her happy. I still am. And I think if you have a needy parent that you're trying to have their life be better, it is pressure. She never asked for that. She never asked for me to try and make her happy. I just wanted to. And another thing a controlling person does is they want everything to go their way. Don't we? Don't we want everything to go our way? And when it doesn't, what do? Eat. We had a bad day. The boss said something to us and they weren't even listening to us. I'll have pizza for dinner. What the heck? I might as well. I deserve it. How many times have you ate something and said, I deserve this? How many? Also, we need to unhook from that broken self, and we need to say, the boss was unfair to me today, but Jesus knows. Jesus knows how hard I try and how hard I work. And you know what, Jesus? Let's have a healthy dinner and talk about it together. God wants to unhook our broken self from us. And we need to move from that shame and guilt to loving care and be kind to ourselves. I never was ashamed of where I lived. We lived in a very dumpy house. It was the worst house on the whole block. But everyone wanted to come there because I was fun and they wanted to be with me. And one of the girls who lived in this big house with a pool, she even knocked on my door one day. She said, "Why do people want to come here? I have a pool." I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. So people don't care where you live. If you're fun, if you're nice. I didn't have shame and guilt about where I lived or that we were poor. My shame and guilt didn't come till later when I lost weight, gained it back, and didn't want people to see me because I was embarrassed, or I made mistakes and I didn't want to own up to them. You got to let it go. I say, Ellen, let it go, okay? Instead of feeling ashamed and broken, we need to respond with tender, tender care. Ellen, you gained weight back. You failed so many times. But you know what God took from that broken mess? He made pray it off. He made pray it off from that broken mess. And for every week, for 17 years, you meet with great people who you love. And we all work on our broken selves together. And if our deepest struggles are also gifts, isn't my deepest struggle also a gift? I can say to you every week, I'm struggling too. I don't say to you, I walked past the open bar and didn't even give it a second. But here's what one of the benefits were. They had craft beer. And to me, craft beer tastes like poison. It tastes like cat pee-pee. Anyone ever have craft beer? It tastes like cat pee-pee smells, because I never drank cat pee-pee. People are out there going, I love craft beer. I don't like it. So anyway, that helps. So when we are joining the parade of humanity that walked before us and after us, no one's perfect. Everyone's broken. And we say, you know what? My true self is really kind of awesome. I am no better or worse than anyone else. I am simply a part of our tender and perfect humanity, and I belong here, and so do all of you. And from that, we find freedom. And the freedom we find helps us stop looking to food for comfort, helps us stop looking at our broken selves, and we just want to be whole. Now, you might sit out there going, I really am a very confident person. Well, I have 30 self-defeating beliefs I want you to read over. Have you ever thought, I'm not enough? I'm not thin enough, young enough, smart enough, rich enough, good enough. I need to make others happy so I won't be rejected. That's big for me. I'm better at it now. I can't be happy until he or she changes. Anyone who's been married for 30, 40, 50 years knows that's never going to happen. But Bob's who he is, I am who I am. You don't wait for someone to change for your happiness. You accept them for who they are. You get better at certain things, but you can't be happy if someone else changes. If I let people really get to know me, they won't like me. You should always be yourself. If they like you, they do. I have to stay in the relationship because I can't make it on my own. Now that's not good. If you feel that way, that's not good. I need to do more and more to be worthy. Now I do have to say that every day I feel like I have to justify my existence a little bit. And I don't, like one person said, oh, I was laying in the lazy boy today and I fell asleep. And I'm thinking, I've never sat in the lazy boy and fallen asleep, ever. So maybe I should try it, but what if I like it? And then I'll be like, I'm sorry, I didn't come to pray it off. I fell in the lazy boy and fell asleep. Also, I shouldn't put my needs before others. A lot of people in this group feel that way. I'll never really change. This is big for people in this group. I'm responsible for other people's happiness and they're responsible for mine. No, you're not. You're only responsible for your own happiness. I don't deserve love, success, money, fame. You deserve anything you want. I don't have time to nurture myself. If you don't nurture yourself, who will? Who will? It's too late for me to find happiness and success. It is never too late as long as you're breathing. You can find happiness and success at 70, 80, 90. Grandma Moses didn't become famous till she was in her 70s. How many times have you heard stories about people who became, Jessica Tandy won her first Oscar in her 80s. It is never too late. If I speak my mind, I'll be rejected. That might be true, especially in this environment that we're living in today. So sometimes I keep my mouth shut. Believe it or not, I actually do. Awesome. And you're out there going, really? I want to keep my mouth shut? I kind of do. I should be further along than I am. Oh my gosh, how many people feel that way? Oh yeah. I better not be too happy or I'll just have farther to fall. One person lost 10 pounds in the group and she said, I'm afraid to lose any more weight. I feel like I should have 20 extra pounds on me because what if I get cancer? And I need to have some extra weight if I get cancer. And I said to her, I hate to break this news to you, but I knew 2 people at work, they gained weight when they had cancer. Not everybody loses weight when they have cancer. So don't keep the extra weight on thinking you're going to get cancer. That's a little cray-cray to me, okay? Also, I always have to struggle while others have it so easy. How many times have you thought that? Everyone's so easy for them to lose weight, and I work so hard and try so hard. We need to have freedom from these beliefs that are holding us back. I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.